What's up, losers? I'm literally not late. That's the thing. What's up, White Cat? Yeah, with the 3 months, what's up? I appreciate you. Shout out, shout out. I think we're on to the last area, right? And the last stream, we just beat the labyrinth. We just beat the labyrinth. The plan for today, hear me out, hear me out. Here is the strategy. It is a Saturday night. I would much rather be drinking with my friends than being here right now. So, we are going to blitz through this. We are not going to die. We are going to set a speedrun PR. To assure I set this speedrun PR, I'm going to start drinking. So I'll have to play fast before the alcohol hits me if I want to not throw. It's really a foolproof plan. Nope, I've run the calculations. This is our optimal chance at success. My neck. I am not going to be taking shots. No. I think that would just end in me throwing the run on purpose. I hate weaknesses! Actually, they wouldn't be famous last words because I would die in obscurity. Because no one loves me. Checkmate. Once again dominated in the marketplace of ideas. There isn't... I don't know what fight... There's a couple storm fights that can be a little sus among us. But, like, even then, I don't even know what fights are, like, hard that we have left. I don't think there are any. Can you stop with the weaknesses, please? Guess who storm shielded, Buster? Dominated in the marketplace of ideas. Oh, Daddy!
Random Ninja donated
I do not have a
$1.
plan for Mally.
Do you have a plan?
I have been
for
busy
Mally?
all day, so I did absolutely no theory crafting. I will do that tomorrow, before the Mally run. I think, because I actually have storm damage, I do think a bladed storm titan... What's the... Stormlord. A bladed Stormlord, I think, kills, even through a weakness. Which is kind of insane if I can get that off. A, because it uses power pips, so I have like a... I should get a couple power pips. I have a 37, 39% power pip chance, somewhere in there. So, like, I could get there around early compared to what I did in my last Mally fight. Which would be kind of crazy. What the fuck? Which would be pretty sick crazy. Zarek, check the Discord. Can I say this
Daddy!
is my biggest fucking streamer pet peeve? Is when people try to tell me to check the Discord.
Zarek, check your
Can I tell you
Discord.
one thing that, like, angers me an irrational amount? Because it's always some shit like this. What makes you think I want to see this? Do you want this to be shared with stream? Is this something, like, we're proud of as a community? You understand there's people who, like, join the Discord and this is what they see, right? Are we proud of this? Was this so important you had to show this to the entire stream? Yes. It's not art. I guess it is art. In a weird way, it is art. It's just not art I think that should be shared. Okay, it being better than AI is a pretty shitty benchmark. It doesn't... yeah, it's better than if it was AI generated, sure. That doesn't make it good. Like, I don't think you could get AI to recreate that, I guess. That's a good point. It is unique. I will give it that. It's weirdly good, too. I think whoever drew that has artistic talent. I think they're wasting it. We're not doing Malistaire today. I know everyone's going to come to the stream asking me if I'm doing... No. I pinned the comment for... We're not doing it. There's no way. It will take like 5 hours. The Mali dungeon can be very, very long because you have to first fish the last instance. So, like, it takes like an hour to get to the first fish. Maybe a little bit less than that. But it takes like 30 to 45 minutes to get to the first fish. Where it's like, if you fail that a couple times, it turns into a very long thing. Zaret, I'm about to do a heavy set of bench press. Can you coach me through it with words of encouragement? The trick is to not get a spotter. Because if you don't get a spotter, your choices are to lift the weight or die. Right? Much like a lion in the jungle, right? That's why the lion catches the gazelle. Because it's either catch the gazelle or die. I think you need to implement that into your training, and you will be better. Lions live in the savannah, not the jungle. You're very lucky we're very low on mods, or I would have just shot you for that. Dude, I know ball. I swear I know ball. I swear I know ball. Bro, I literally swear. I just discarded Tempest. I did not. The game glitched. Yeah, what if I was talking about a mountain lion? Now who looks stupid? Not me. I have no artistic ability. At least in drawing terms. It's actually a very, like, valuable tool to use in life. If you ever procrastinate something, if you gain the ability to, like, psychologically trick yourself into thinking that if you do not complete the task, you will die, you'll get it done. It's actually very smart. Do you think the Mali fight will be harder than the fire run? Absolutely. 100%. I will just have 300 less health. And I don't know, I guess... Did I ever get to 300 health in my Mali fight? I forgot this boss existed. Did that ever happen?
This is no place for the living.
I don't think I did, but I might have been close. Of course, no first for the kid. So the thing is, I actually don't think I'll, like... You gotta think about it from the perspective of, like, because I had more health, I was able to use Forest Lord, which boosts by 50 fucking %, and easily wrecked Mali and his minions. So it's like, in that marketplace, I don't really have more damage, if you think about it. I actually have less damage than I had on a fire, because I'm not going to be able to live long enough to get off a Forest Lord consistently. So it's like, do I have more damage? I think there's one more storm boss. Wow, that's... At least it wasn't on yourself, I guess. Wow, why do you have so many pips? I don't know. I do think in a weird... You could make an argument. I don't know, though. The other thing that was nice about the Forest Lord strat was I had like a 5% chance to fizzle. Like, my fizzle odds were very, very low. Which was pretty clutch. Can I draw one of my fucking things? It'd be really cool if I could. Guess not. Okay. I am looking forward to Darkmoor. I still haven't watched the trailer. But, I'd say I'm looking forward to it. I actually think I should do this. So I have a feeling you're gonna, like, do that, and then you could just follow up with something. That used 4 pips. You kind of suck at this video game. It's because Ice's damage sucks balls. That's probably why you're not one-shotting. Hope that helps. You got any plans after the Storm Nuzlocke? I have non-Wiz plans. I have at least 2 non-Wiz videos planned. Bro, what does this fight become? I low-key don't think that even kills. Bruh. I should have just accuracy enchanted. Whatever, do this. Gee, she's building up her sacred blast! I have good gear. I'll do the raid at some point. Are we doing it? I guess I can do it next weekend. But then I really can only do it for 2 hours. I could probably do it Sunday. I have a Pirate 101 video and a Minecraft video planned after the storm lock. No, there's no Mally today.
The medallion of fire falls to the ground.
Excellent work.
If you were allowed Archmastery, Math, Death, Prism, TC, and a Ship of Fools, what? If you were allowed Archmastery, Math, Death, Prism, TC, into Ship of Fools, TC. I don't think that gets close to killing. You need to do 900 damage to kill the minions. And I don't think a TC Ship of Fools, even with a 50% boost, gets there. Especially through a weakness. Oh, this bullshit. I am after the labyrinth. I am like the dungeon, a couple dungeons, or one dungeon after the labyrinth even. Sorry. Oh. Lit. I was kind of worried I was going to run out. Dude, the best school to fight Malistaire, though, realistically, is a Death. That's actually why Death is an S tier school for this challenge. Because the Malistaire fight is laughably easy. Because you can get, like, 30-ish base death resist. So you have, like, by far the most health if you do, like, pure percentages. And then you can just freaking turtle, you brace, you're not only taking half the damage. You just mass prism into a fucking scarecrow. And you just, there's actually no way you lose. It turns Malistaire into, like, a 1v1 fight. It's laughably easy. I looked into, like, thought about doing a Scarecrow strat. The problem is I would have to, like, Prism. So, like, I'd have to get a total of 9 pips, which would be, like, 7 rounds, and that's not gonna work. But if you're on a Death, shit would be free. Scarecrow's broken. I have 19 storm damage and 30 death damage. The big thing is the 7 storm accuracy. Are you scared for the finale? I mean, I think it's gonna be hard. Definitely. I need to dodge, like, complete RNG shenanigans, I guess, but... I think it's possible. I don't have any Pokemon content planned, but, like, I'm open to it. I thought about doing another Drunken Nuzlocke with my roommates, maybe, at some point. Because that's, like, initially how I came up with that idea, was I did it with my roommates. But I don't have anything, like, super planned.
You find a piece of the dragon.
Nope, I did not die. I'm just here for the shit. Dude, Mario Slugger's ideas are, like, kind of hard. Because there's, like, really not too much content in that game, to be honest. Maybe the thing I've seen is, like, there's, like, competitive leagues for it. Like, if I could get an invite to a competitive league or something, I would do that. But that's about the only thing I can think of. The problem with doing an egg lock for me would be, like, a lot of streamers, they, like, they get a couple troll Pokemon, and then it's like, but they get some good ones from, like, I would get only shitty Pokemon. I think I would get genuinely spammed with, like, Pokemon that didn't have damaging moves. Soul Link Nuzlocke? I don't know. I don't really have any plans for that. I don't even know how that would work. I don't even know how that would work. This quest is so lit, dude.
You find a piece of the dragon rider staff.
Egg lock, but every death you have to eat a real egg. That's actually kind of funny. You know, that's actually a funny idea. It's not a terrible idea. How many raw eggs can you eat before it becomes like a problem? I've eaten a raw egg before. Soul Link with Sauce's myth. I don't ever really... I think the problem with, like, a Soul Link is... you have to be, like, locked at level 1. So it's like... Wait, what did I just say? I just completely brain shit myself. The problem with doing like a double whiz thing is like it makes the game exponentially easier to add 2 people. What's up, Natalia? So like you'd have to be locked at like level 1 or something crazy. Like the restriction would have to be like absurd. I don't know. As long as they're pasteurized, you'll be fine. But if I eat like 10 raw eggs, would I get sick? Be honest. What if I'm built different? Salmonella? Didn't Arnold Schwarzenegger like eat like 10 raw eggs when he was going for his Olympiad shit? Or is that Ronnie Coleman? There's some super famous bodybuilding video.
You find a piece of the Dragon Rider staff.
Bumstead? I don't know, probably. That would be a funny bit. Pokemon egg lock, but every death I have to eat an egg. What? You're gonna chip her? What kind of roommate like makes fun of his room? Fucking, you're not even in frame, dude.
I didn't even make fun of your room.
What?
I didn't even make fun
No,
of
you
your
just were like talking about Chipper in front of me. How you went to Chipotle without me. That's not a very good roommate.
Bro, you left way before we even thought about Chipotle, bro.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna go to J-Rose, watch some football. Enjoy stream! Hey, chat. Enjoy stream! Alright, I'm gonna go get drugged.
Alright, hopefully I'll be done soon. Ugh. What do you mean roommates in parentheses? What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck just happened? I don't know what it means, actually.
I think the rest of these you know too.
How many are in there? What happened to all of them?
You drank them, bro.
I didn't drink them. Where'd they go?
I drank them all. I got thirsty. I'm like, nope, we want 3.
Just leave 2, that's fine.
Come when he wants thirst.
My roommate drank all my beer, too. Are you doing this to keep streaming consistently, or do you plan on making this a video? The goal is definitely to make this a video. I really very rarely do streams I don't have intentions of turning into whatever. Max, why are you adding me that you're sorry? I don't know what that means. So this rule set, it's would be impossible to do past Malistaire. It just would not work. The rule set is far too restrictive. Thoughts on the word hornswoggle? I don't really have many thoughts. I definitely wouldn't call it an S tier word though. I think that's a little far. quests be long as fuck for no reason. Luckily, the Crystal Grove is like crazy fast. Honestly, is the Forum fast too? Bro, I always be forgetting the Forum even exists. The Forum only has one boss apparently.
You find a piece of the Dragon Rider staff.
I only have 3 bosses left, which is kind of crazy. Kind of wild. I mean, I can probably do, like, any time that's, like, 2-ish EST. We could say that's a good time, right? Maybe, like, 5 EST. 6 or 7. We also just, like, don't have to raid, you know? Like, we don't have to do that. I trust in Drake May. I don't need to watch him. I can feel his greatness. It fills me up inside. Pause. Unpause.
Hello there, young.
You remove a sample of crystal.
I don't think there's like
You remove a sample of crystal.
to imply that I'm a Drake May believer implies that there's a possibility he's not the truth, which I actually take great offense to. There actually can't be Drake May believers because that's just like people who know the truth, which makes them, you know. There's Drake May knowers, you know. There's people who know, but it's not a belief, if that makes sense. I am not fighting Malistaire this stream, no. I'm starting to think the pinned comment is just gonna get people to rage bait me.
You remove a sample of crystal.
The Mayflower. Am I okay?
You remove a sample
I feel like you're rage baiting me. Yeah, why would I not be okay?
You remove a sample.
You think
of crystal.
Drake played Wiz when he was younger? For any particular reasons, or you just vibes?
You remove a sample.
I don't
of crystal.
have problems.
You remove a sample of crystal.
No, I kind of want to get this done so I can dog walk Malistaire tomorrow
You remove a
and not
sample
have
of
to do all this shit beforehand. This is like the very kind of anticlimactic part of Dragonspyre, I feel like.
You remove a sample of crystal.
I am locked at 36. That is the highest level I will be. I will not gain any more throughout this challenge.
You remove a sample.
Why no Malistaire this stream? Because I have places to go to, and Malistaire can take like several hours.
You remove a sample of crystal.
It's also more fun when I have him on his own day.
Let me see those samples.
Much more entertaining that way. Damn, you way the hell out there. I mean, all quest gear is terrible. Although the Dragon Rider staff, like when Dragonspyre dropped, the Dragon Rider staff was actually pretty good. There weren't too many wands that gave power pips. I think the only wand, because the Onis were freaking. The Onis were power pips, but the Onis were. It was just like the Oni wand. They need to go back and make the quest gear way better, but they'll never do it, because why would they? Will I fight your mental health issues in this stream? No, I think you should go to a licensed professional. I don't think the Wizard101 streamer who's can't even beat the Stormwalk is going to be able to take down your mental health issues. I don't think. I think that's a fight out of my league. Unfortunately. We are not professionals.
I know. Exactly.
If someone in chat ever tries to give you advice, you can actually... a fun trick to use is do the exact opposite of what they tell you to do. And it'll probably work out. Yo, is Crown Shop working? Danny, what? I don't know. It seems to be working. I very rarely go into the Crown Shop, to be honest, so I don't even know, but... Oh, the Bazaar is down? That must be on console only, because I literally just bought shit at the Bazaar. It's probably a console issue. I would guess that's a console thing. Has there been any updates on your mods receiving triple dippers? No. I think I owe Mitchell a triple dipper if I win this run, maybe. That could be something that's real. I'll buy Mitchell a triple dipper if this is their own. Sure. Room to breathe is 78, and we need to get to 106. We still have 28 quests. It's kind of wild. I guess a lot of these, there's a defeat and collect and a talk. And then a whole bunch of talking. Then like a tower. Lot of shit to do. So Malister, I want to like... Malister will definitely be tomorrow. I said it was Sunday, so I want to save it till Sunday. Malister is a long AF dungeon. So like, I don't have 4 hours to set aside for it right now. so I'm gonna hold off until I actually have that amount of time. Because it would suck to like only do a couple runs and have to reset or something. Because you have to the final door is the one you need to first fish. So like even getting to see if you get to actually fight Malastair is like an hour each time, which is a little annoying. Is Mali the hardest part of the run? Yeah, 100%. The other thing that's going to be interesting is there's the fire quad fight, which you are guaranteed first for, but it was much easier to do on a fire because I had like 30 fire resist baked into my gear. Yes, the 4v1s are definitely the harder fights. Skadoosh. Not interrupting the stream, but like a chatter, but it's prefaced an ad? What? How geeked am I? Not at all. I don't do drugs. Drugs are bad for you. I don't do anything that could compromise my temporal body.
I ninja_m_monkey donated $1. Main thing is, both quad fights in Mali you gotta kill in like 4 turns or you'll just get ruined.
Yeah. In general, I found that in quad fights, it's important to kill the mobs before they kill you. I have found the most success in my runs killing the quad fight mobs before they kill me. That usually leads to my best chance of success. In general, I found the key to not dying is not running out of health points. That usually works pretty well for me. Oh, I hate fizzling. Oh, Daddy!
I ninja_m_monkey donated $1. Just don't fizzle low.
Bro, I never thought of that. Wait, that would make my life so much easier. Dude, I never even considered that. Gonna take you out before I lose to an unfortunate misclick or some bullshit. Does anyone else think that this fight was these quests are flopped? Because like the 3 spiders spawn behind you in the other one. And then that one's like defeat and collect 3 of them, so it like would make more sense, you know what I mean? Type shit. There are 2 tool crates that are like off to the side. we go. Neck. I got mad side crates. Probably not. I try not to reuse bits. I feel like I've already done the go back and kill Achilles bit. I probably won't use it again.
That's all of them.
But yeah, this is the guy who sucks to fight. I think he's either a balance. I think he's a storm. He's either balance or storm, but I'm leaning towards storm. They're mowing the lawn outside. Can you speak up a bit? Could you just ask them to stop? I feel like my stream is more important, to be honest. Nope, he's fire. We were all wrong. Bamboozled once again.
Distraction. It has been too long since I have destroyed a wizard.
We are gonna, yeah, 4,000 health fire boss is actually kind of scary. Hello, video game. I would like to cast the thermic shield on myself. I do love Unicorn Way, actually. Unironically. I find it very comforting. Can I get a fire shield? Do I get a fire shield? Fuck it. My opinion on the throne room of fire and Croc. I don't particularly like it, to be honest. Can't say I'm a huge fan. Wow, Cyclops is kind of wild. I pull a freaking Tempest, dude. A freaking packet, yo. You know what would really suck is if the minion, like, Firecats me and he gets an open shot. I thought he actually just did it. I was about to say. Wow, Meteor. Not a good play from him. Quite a bad play, even. Bro, what is this? What is going on? Why can I not pull a Tempest, though? A freaking packet, yo. You know what? Screw it. Just kill this guy. I've wondered this for a while, but you can see where a spell's being cast by the red under the target. No, but I guess. I mean, I really only play this game by myself because I don't really have friends, so I never noticed that. To be honest. Bro, it took me, unironically, I was streaming like 2 years ago, and there's gonna be someone who's played this game for fucking, since its launch, that's gonna learn this for the first time. The, like, circle around your feet is like, cause I have, what, like, 3/5 of my health or whatever, 60-ish%, the circle is like, part of it's missing, and that correlates to how much health I have. So if I had like 10 health, I would have like only a little sliver. I would have 10% of the circle around me remaining. Do you know that? I never knew that. And chat made so much fun of me. Mind blown. Like, I just never really thought. Like, I never looked at it, but... Yeah, I figured that out when I was 5. Yeah, well, I was busy doing stuff. It's not a bit. I didn't fucking know that. I guess I never looked at the game as hard as you did. Sorry. You're showing how unsmart you are? I just didn't, like, fucking really ever look at my wizard's feet. I'm sorry, you all have foot fetishes and noticed that right away, okay? I just never really thought to look at my child character's feet. I'm sorry. I guess that's the difference between me and you. What do I do here? Blade. Wow. That would have hurt. This is still gonna hurt. I have perfect eyes. I just never fucking looked at my wizard's I also, when I played this game, especially when I was younger, I played on a shitty little screen. I never really looked at my character's feet all that much. Honestly, I think it's weirder that you guys looked at your character's feet. Why do I draw in, like, waves? Genuinely. I should not have discarded that reshuffle. I hate my life. Oh my god. Surely I have another thing in here, right? Yeah, probably should not have discarded that, being realistic. I have to have another... I mean, I have a Tempest, though, so I'm probably chilling. I have a Tempest, though, so I'm definitely chilling. Bro, what is this? Okay, I think I do this into a feint if he doesn't hit. No, I don't heal myself. Wrong. Actually, I can do... This kills, probably. Not. Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. I'm beginning to lose faith. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm gonna heal right here. I hate this game. I have to have another... I knew I had another Stormzilla this whole time. I totally knew that. I had run the calcs, which is short for calculations. Does a double-bladed 5-pip Tempest kill the minion on the Malifite? The thing about Tempest is it's very inefficient. But maybe? You lived? I mean, what? 5 pips is 80, 160. Yeah, I can do the math. On my calc. $80 times 5 plus 175 times 1.35 times 1.35 times 0.75. No, it doesn't get close. If you're hitting through a weakness, which you have to assume you are. Its base damage is too low. Ooh, I guess if I didn't throw in the times 19 though. It probably does. 80 times 5 plus 175 times 1.19 times 1.35 times 1.35 times 1.75. Yeah, it gets there. I think you would rather just one blade Stormlord though. Although, I don't know, that's actually not a terrible idea. Because then you kill in, like, very few rounds, I guess. Yeah, you would need one power pip to kill a round in 2 rounds. And you could always just Death Shield or something.
Here you go. Now you
It's a
need
pretty
to
aggressive
assemble
line,
the
though.
staff. For that, you'll need to take it to Ashley, the fire tree.
Although, the other question is... where it gets interesting, because you're guaranteed first, would be like 80 times 4 plus 175 times... what damage? 1.19 times 1.35. No. Wait, that doesn't... the math on that makes no sense. 80 times 4 plus 175 times 1... I guess you would need 2 blades. The other thing that's scary about that is you have to pull the blade and the Tempest. You can't really rely on your side deck. It can get a little scary. What class am I on? Is this Fortune Staff Assembly? Oh, lit. We're already on 84. Sick. I want to go to the entrance. How do I... okay, I just have to run there. Fortified double blade into Tempest. The line I was really thinking would be good would be fortify round 1 into a blade round 2, and then just shield until you have enough power, until you get to 7 pips. Because then you could get off a Stormlord. And the nice part is Malastare stun. Actually, it depends if Mali's stunnable. No, he's not stunnable. So Stormlord kind of sucks. I could side deck 1 blade, but I would have to pull the 2nd blade. I think the Tempest is actually probably a better idea.
On the hot metal of the fire forge, you assemble the...
Because if you get lucky,
attach the crystal head to the...
and you start with... I mean, there's also a world you double power pip or something. And you don't get weaknessed. I mean, your chances of double power pipping though are so low, it's not even really worth, like, playing into. I fear. Does Ravenwood accept transfers? No. The liberal arts school. You can transfer for prerequisites, but they won't give you credits. I mean, what's my pip chance? Pretty sure it's like... pretty 37? 6 or 7? Haha. Actually, the interesting question would be... with 5 pips... and then, what? 1.19. Fuck, I fucked it up. 80 times 5 plus 175. Times 1.19. 1.35. Actually gets there. You could do Blade, and then if you don't get weaknessed, you could go an Accuracy Blade and just hope you dodge a weakness. And then if you don't dodge a weakness, worst comes to worst, you just throw on another... there's a lot of different ways you could play it. I mean, you either play into the chance of getting weakness, which is probably, like, also around a 30 to 50% chance, or you play into, like, the 10% or the 23% chance to fizzle. So I guess I would rather play into the fizzle, probably, than trying to dodge a weakness.
You are about to enter a...
The damage multipliers I'm working with is just 1.19 is what I use, because I have 19% damage. And then blades. Blades are all 1.35. What's up, EK? I appreciate you. Shout out. The problem with the Forest Lord is it's just your... my issue with the Forest Lord strategy is it was reliant on getting decent RNG. I need to fix this deck really bad. Why am I level locked? It's part of the challenge. I did also have another, like, 300 health cushion. I did have an additional 300 health buffer. Which was definitely something. My furthest run before this was the Labyrinth. Yeah, I think a 3-turn... because it's also a 3-turn kill. So they're only moving twice. Which is huge. The problem is if you fizzle that Tempest... I guess a double-bladed 4-pip probably kills. Right? If I'm not weaknessed? I think that's actually the play. I think if Malastare was stunnable, I would go for the Stormlord. Because, yeah, you wait an extra round, but I could, like, just turtle, and then having that stun round would give me a lot of flexibility. But the fact that I don't have that... kind of like draws me away from it. Without weakness, 4-pip kills. Yeah, dude, because if you... That's actually probably your best strat. I mean, that's your advantage on a storm, right? It's the flexibility of Tempest, because it can either be a 4-pip or a 5-pip, depending on what you want, which is pretty huge. Definitely one of Storm's very few strengths. I mean, there's definitely challenges that, like, people told me were impossible. Like, people told me it was impossible to beat the game on a pet, because there's just not enough damage on it, but then I just use Polymorphs. There's certain challenges that, like, while I was doing them, I was like, there's no way I'm ever actually going to do this, and then I did it. 2 Blades kills 4-pip. Yeah, it's got to be that, then. The only thing that really scares me about that... Could I somehow get 2 Storm Blades in my side deck? Would that even be possible? Reach was like Reach was the longest challenge I've ever had. Reach Deathless was like brutal. You see Balance Blade. How did that only do that much damage? Oh, it was weakness. Okay. Why have they not hit me once? You could make a consistent starting hand with 7 cards, then play the rest of the fight with treasure cards. I don't... The problem is... I would need 2 Stormblades. I actually don't even hate that idea. I think I would way rather, though, do it with, like, 7 treasure cards, and then just play the rest of the fight with main deck. I think that would be smarter, but... Hello? I'd like to go to the next room, please. Dude, that's honestly not that crazy of an idea if I had more utility, like if I was able to get more shit in my deck. I don't hate the idea. I just don't think it's gonna be possible because like I can't get shit in my I'm not gonna have enough buffs main deck. I am an STS major. I don't know. I mean, if you swap out Balance Blade, does it change anything? If I swap out Balance Blade for whatever, does it change like where my rolls fall? Like, I kind of feel like that 10% might be a lot. You know what? At least you Storm Shielded yourself. I don't think sharpened TCs can even be sold at the Bazaar, so... Probably not. Isn't Dragon Blade pretty hard to find, though? Isn't Dragon Blade, like, decently fucking obnoxious to get? I just need a fucking Tempest, bro. Just give me the Tempest I know I have in my side deck. Oh. Yeah, the problem is, like, there's a chance I guess I could cycle my deck pretty hard. I'm gonna have to cycle hard for a Tempest. But the other thing that's good about Tempest is I can pre-enchant it. So if I could get a Dragon Blade, I could rip the fucking 7-card side deck strat. Or I could fucking just have 7 cards in my... Yeah, there's definitely a strat to be had there. If I could find a Dragon Blade. The problem is finding the fucking Dragon Blade, I think. Or if the math just checks out anyways with a normal Balance Blade or something. I don't think Stormblade TCs from different packs stack. I'm 90% sure. Which is a lot for me. Please don't shield yourself. Please don't shield yourself. Oh my god, is this a weakness? Okay, that's fine. That's perfect, actually. This is gonna be the best gear I can have. Like 1000%. No way. Okay, that's a crazy move for you to do. As a myth boss, sharking is wild. Crazy maneuver. I probably Pixie here. The value is so bad on this Pixie, but I kind of have to do it. I am also still misshielded. Are you going to Storm Shield yourself? Of course you are. I'm just going to Will Cast it off, actually. It's not the end of the world. You're not doing Melee tonight. Absolutely not. I do think it will be smart to like build like a route tree for my decision making, or at least like get it ingrained in myself. Of like, hey, Blade Round 1, if you see a weakness, this is what you do. If you what you know. Five pip through weakness doesn't kill with a 20. What about it with a 35 and a 30? Does the extra 5% really matter that much? That would be kind of crazy. I need more fucking Stormzillas in my deck, actually. I can never pull a Stormzilla when I need it. This boss hasn't used a Mist spell yet. It's actually ridiculous. I don't think... I would really bet that the different versions of the TC don't make it stack. I am almost positive. I could be wrong, I have been dumb before, but if I had to bet my life, I would confidently say, like, Aya Bartleby Stormblades don't stack. But I could be wrong. I have been known to do that. I want to go back to the Pirate 101 Nuzlocke at some point. I haven't, like, completely abandoned it. I've done a couple runs here and there. I just haven't had much success with it. There's a couple RNG chokehold points that I haven't had great luck on. And I've also just not... I'm not that great at Pirate 101, to be completely honest. I'm not particularly skilled. I have definitely gotten better. I'm still not good. I will never do a Pirate World review. I don't even know if I'm going to do a Darkmoor World review, to be honest. The problem with World review is, like, I don't really enjoy making that kind of content anymore. I know people like it a lot, and it's, like, kind of the thing I'm, like, yeah. I might do one for Darkmoor, because it is kind of, like, the first series, and it's, like, kind of what first got people watching me, so, like, I don't...
Even now I can feel
I do have a soft spot for it. But I just, like, I don't know, I don't really super enjoy that kind of content anymore. No way. Tragic. It's actually a good fizzle. Is the game music copyrighted, or you just prefer your own? I just prefer my own, because I've listened to the game music so much. It's also like, if I have other audio playing for videos, I can split it so that I get a recording that doesn't have it. That's a crazy puzzle.
you have recovered.
But like, it's easier to split for me. Why do you overpack for small fights like this? I mean, for that fight, you could definitely, like, cut down a deck. But for, like, it's just not even worth the time, I don't think. I realistically should be able to beat minions very easily with this deck. Would have liked first. Alright, that's a good starting hand though. So in Wiz, I don't think, I mean, it depends on the fight. The problem with cutting down your deck in Wiz is you don't know what order you're gonna pull cards. So, like, if I cut down my deck and only have one hit, and I know I'm only gonna, I do it, and I'm like, oh, I only max swap the shield twice. There's nothing saying that the shields won't be the last two cards in my deck, and I get hoed. That's why you cut to 7. I don't think you can, you would have a very hard time beating this fight with 7 cards. Consistently. Especially with the randomness on, like, if you get weaknessed or cuck shielded or, like, all that. You could like, for a fight like this, where there's not the risk of them minus 80ing, you probably could, maybe. I don't know. I guess you could make it 14, too, and have 7 treasure cards and 7 main deck hands. But then again, that's, like, I don't know if you're gonna have a lot of success with that. You probably could. I don't know. Yeah, you can rename wizards. They added it pretty recently. That's why you plan and figure out the minimum damage needed, assume worst case, put must draw cards in the side deck. Okay, it just doesn't work in Wiz like that. It's not like Pokemon. Because you could do the math in, like, especially in the WIZLOCKE where you have very limited health, because, like, you don't know, they could fucking they could have 10 pips and just Fire Cat spam you and then go into a really big hit. It's like you definitely can. There's certain, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It also gets really interesting when you start getting to, like, things that have -80 storm shields. Because that's when you really want to have a bigger deck so you can pivot. I hate this game sometimes, I really do. Damn, bro went for it. My favorite spell I managed is the Fire Cat. I love the Fire Cat. I love everything about the Fire Cat. For me, it's the most iconic thing in Wizard101.
You have hatched. Go on.
If only that was not level 50, that would have been literally the greatest thing ever. Which wand? My favorite one is the Miter's Quill. I think the fastest is the Boomerang, and then besides that, it's just personal preference.
You again?
Alright, now all we have is the forum. There's only one boss in here. What is a wiz? All the rules are in the description. It's a permadeath challenge with a bunch of other self-imposed rules. uploaded PS4 Wizard101 and it's running at like 1 frame per sometimes. I don't know. I've heard the console versions have a lot of what the fuck? That would have sucked. Have had a lot of performance issues. I don't know. KingsIsle's a small indie company. You have to remember they've only had freaking 2 decades to get this shit right. You know, it's like we can't be so impatient. I think no gooning in general is just like an implied thing, right? Like you kind of just gotta not goon, right? You should just kind of know that.
You read the great tome
Almost inferred.
of Dragon Rider history. It is a huge book, full of the stories of epic battles, the heroes of the Dragon Riders and their mighty drakes.
Excellent. You're...
I wonder what this guy sells. Are you? No, you're ice gear. Okay.
You read The Care and Feeding of Dragonkind, a comprehensive guide to all you would need to know to keep your drake healthy and well.
Excellent.
I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea of an Arc 2 WIZLOCKE. We'd have to hold like a town hall where we like have a conversation about like what the rules would be. Alright, this is the last boss. This guy's also definitely Storm. I remember this fight. Off this. Cool. You done a WIZLOCKE with all their schools? No, just fire. I think with my current knowledge, I would be able to get most. Balance would be tough. But I definitely think like Death and Life I would be very confident I could get in sub 5 attempts. With just the sheer amount of time I've spent playing this fucking challenge. Can I go first? Just make this... Yes, that's actually so nice. Actually so cool. I don't think you can get the starter pet of another school without hatching. I don't think there's a way to do it. I don't think you can buy it from a vendor or something. I don't think that exists, sadly. It would be kind of cool, though. Definitely would be pretty helpful for me. Yeah, let's not take a buff Kraken right off rip. Yeah, that's why these storm bosses are terrifying. Both is fine. It's gonna be like 260 damage, that's okay. I actually think I just Storm Zilla here. And just turn this into a 1v1. And then hopefully go for a one-shot so I don't have to worry about this prism shit. I mean, there's only been so many Arc 2 Deathless runs. And I haven't heard of one dying to Belloc, to be honest. Wow. Weird decision from the AI there. A little odd. Okay. Like, just allowing Bazaar gear isn't gonna make, like, with the current way level caps work, it's gonna, like, the entire challenge is gonna be reworked. Which, like, isn't the end of the world. It's just, like, I don't think you can just fix it with as simple as, like, oh, just allow this, you know? I don't know if I'll ever do a Nuzlocke with death. Maybe. It would be hard to make it a video. Just like the way this challenge has progressed, it would be like taking a step back. It would be like if I set the world record and then just went and like did a like if I set the 100-meter freestyle world record and then the video I did after it was like a casual swim, you know? Like I've upped the stakes to the point where I think it would be anticlimactic, so I don't know. I could see doing a video where I, like, maybe I just, like, try to beat every school or something. That could be kind of interesting. Like, one video I do the rest of the 5 schools and see how many tries it takes me. Bro, there's, like, something... I don't know if it's, like, a moth or something's flying around. Wow, your natural attack is fire? Good thing I knew that. And did that totally on purpose. Okay, we're gonna crack in here and go for a double hit kill, and then I'll just prism next turn, I guess. Aztecian and Chrysalis are gonna be great for content. Because they're so fucking hard. Like, the harder and more sadistic the challenge, the better the content. I don't worry with an Arc... Like, an Arc 2 WIZLOCKE is a sick concept. The question is just, like, it has to be possible. You know? I don't engage with Rage Bait anymore. I've grown as a person. If I just faint here, I kill next. If I can pull a freaking Stormzilla. I swear I must have like 3 Stormzillas in my deck or something. Like, I can never find them. Ooh, good thing I'm minus 80. Or minus 75. Only minus 70 actually doesn't stop. But, like, this is still... Yeah, wow. Scary. It's a Christmas fucking miracle. Alright, that's the last boss.
Again.
I also don't think the answer to, like, making the challenge fun is just, like, randomly being, like, you know, like, I actually think we're gonna have to, like, look at it, you know? I don't think it's just gonna be, like, vibe picking what we want to, you know what I mean? We are not doing Malice here tonight. I don't know. I feel like... I maybe pinned comments. Everyone always tells me to use pinned comments, and then I don't... they don't work. I don't know if this is trolling or people just, they don't pop up on mobile or something. Why don't finish Dragonspyre in one day and then make up for it the next day? I was gonna raid, I think, next Sunday. Not this. This Sunday is gonna be for Malistaire.
You've now learned.
Yeah, rage bait doesn't work if you tell me you're rage bait. Oh my god, I don't want to do these right now. What if we... There's 3 defeat and collect quests and 3 mobs. There's like 6 more fights. What if I save these for the Malistaire stream? What if we have a nice little lead into Mali? Wouldn't that be fun? And then it'll give people like 30 minutes to trickle in, and then we can all be here for Malistaire. Wouldn't that be sick? I don't really want to do these right now. I kind of want to go watch football. What do we have? We have these defeat and collects, which will take like, it's like 20 minutes. Then we have another defeat and collect. And then we have the Scales of the Dragon, which is pretty quick. Yeah, we're going to end stream. Alright, we'll give people... I am also, before I end stream, we are going to schedule this stream. This is going to be the first stream I ever have this scheduled this early in advance, besides the last Malistaire fight. I'm thinking 3 p.m. EST tomorrow. We're going to schedule this stream for 3 p.m. EST tomorrow. I don't intend on changing this. 3 p.m. EST tomorrow. That's like 12 Central or whatever time. Be there or be square. We make history. We avenge our fallen friends. Alright. 12 PST. Doing it during football, this is more important than football. Alright. It's also the time that everyone will be able to watch. And you can also tune in after. Oh yeah. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. The stream is scheduled. If you're confused, go look at it. 3 p.m. EST tomorrow. Be there or be square.